Hi everybody, welcome back to our van build series. I am Mike and this is Sir Cedric, our 1988 Mercedes T1 fire truck, which we currently convert into a camper van. Today we want to build the ceiling of the van, which includes three main steps. We start with creating a proper wooden subframe, and there we have a very special approach which you probably haven't seen very often yet. Then it's time for insulation, both in terms of noise and temperatures. And finally, we create and install the actual ceiling, and there we also have something special and stylish for you. I have one fundamental: avoid drilling, because for sure small cuttings will end up in the beam and will inevitably start to rust. The solution is a wooden subframe. That's this hanger style piece of spruce wood, and that will be glued to the steel beam of the van. And the ceiling is then mounted with screws into the subframe. Don't think that screwing the subframe into the steel beam is stronger than glue, because modern heavy-duty assembly adhesives like the Sikaflex can definitely compete. Now let me show you how I created this strange-looking subframe. The Mercedes T1 has a really complicated beam design, and for the inner ceiling I want to have a smooth arch instead. First, I create a template from thin plywood using this trick, a pencil in a piece of wood, to copy the form of the beam on the plywood. Then I design the inner ceiling in whatever style I want. In my case, I wanted to lose as little headroom as possible, so I limited the thickness to about 2 cm and created a nice smooth arch. After cutting with the jigsaw, the template looks like this. Now I just have to copy this form on a 28 mm wooden slat and cut it again with jigsaw. Then a bit of sanding and the subframe is ready for installation. Here are all 5 pieces in their full beauty now. At this point I already installed some M6 anchor nuts in the subframe. Then I can later use a solid bolt to mount future wall units. You could just glue the subframe to the steel beam now, but as I have these original holes in the beam anywhere already, I will also use them for bolts to hold the subframe in place until the glue has cured. The best solution for this challenge is installing proper rivet nuts. For the size of my holes I choose M8 rivet nuts. A little bit of sanding helps to create a strong connection. Then it's time for proper cleaning with silicone remover. My choice of glue is the Sikaflex 552. That's an elastic, heavy-duty structural assembly adhesive. Of course, link is in the description below. And this glue can hold 300 Newton per square centimeter. What does that mean? My subframe is 2.8 centimeter by 126 centimeter, what is roughly 350 square centimeter, and can hold 100,000 Newton. And that is, believe it or not, 10,000 kilo or 10 ton. So probably my steel beam would fail earlier than the glue. Important is just that the glue has a thickness of 1 or 2 millimeter. That's why I use these kind of 2 millimeter plastic washers, which I just put here on the frame, that I have this 1 or 2 millimeter thickness of the glue. Then a fat sausage of Sikaflex 552 on the subframe. And I can fix it with 2 bolts and the rivet nuts. Job done. Okay, now that the subframe for the ceiling is finished, let's talk about insulation. For noise insulation I use Alubutyl. That's a heavy self-adhesive sheet of aluminium and butyl rubber. This product is available from various manufacturers, but I can recommend this brand here. That's Reckhorn ABX with a layer of 2 mm of butyl rubber. It's not necessary to cover the whole surface, but smaller pieces of maybe 25 to 40 centimeters already do the job. Just make sure to clean the surfaces carefully with silicone remover before you glue the Alubutyl sheets. The best tool to cut the sheets is a simple cutter knife and a small rolling pin to apply enough pressure and remove possible air bubbles. Now let's test the results. Knocking on the door or on a panel, you can hear a significant difference. But who cares? Really important is the test on the road. Before installation I drove on a rough village road with lots of potholes, and you can hear the painful groan and awkward rattle. Now the exactly same section of road driven in the same speed after insulation with Alubutyl. Definitely much less rattle of the van structure. So this kind of insulation is a very easy and effective method to reduce nasty noise. But don't be too sparing with the material. The first test with 30% less area covered was not convincing. I finally needed 6 square meters for my van to get a good result. In case that you want to check out Reckhorn ABX Alubutyl yourself, there is a link to Amazon in the description below. For thermal insulation, this is the product of choice. That's 90mm Armaflex AF. It seems that most van builders in Germany today use this product, and there are a lot of good reasons for that. It's a very flexible closed cell foam material with 4 main advantages. First is its low thermal conductivity. Second, because it's closed cell, it cannot absorb water and thus moisture cannot get to the metal and cannot cause rust. Third, it's self-adhesive, so it should be easy to install, but we will see if that's true. And fourth, at least the AF version is antimicrobial. That means it prevents mold. The little bit cheaper XG version does not have this feature, but it's also okay to use that for a camper conversion. I would not recommend to use the cheapest one that's designated ACE because it's not suitable for campers and it's prone to chemical smells. For cutting Armaflex, a bread knife works way better than a cutter.
Really clean cut.
Before installing Armaflex, it's again important to carefully clean the surfaces with silicone remover. Then it's best to put the panel in place with the plastic film still attached. Remove the film only step by step, because once it sticks on the van, it really sticks. You don't have a second attempt. The ideal final outcome is a completely closed surface without any gaps that would be thermal bridges and would allow vapor to condensate and over time cause mold or rust. In areas where we cannot use the thick 19mm sheets, I use this 9mm version. And finally, we connect the sheets with this 5mm Armaflex tape. I do not use an extra vapor seal because Armaflex has this capability already. Anyway, I think you can never 100% avoid condensation in a camper van. That's why it's key to have proper ventilation, and I installed my 2 max fan. And I also have quarry areas. That means areas which are knowingly not 100% insulated because it's complicated or because it's nearly impossible. They can take the condensation if there is any. In my case, that are the doors, because they can handle the condensation issue. There are holes in the bottom for water to run off, and I applied a lot of rust protection inside of them. Please let me know in the comments what you think about my solution with the glued subframe and my type of insulation. What would you use? What would you make different? And if you are interested in the products that I use, there are Amazon links in the description below. Finally, if you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be really great and help for the YouTube algorithm. And in the next video, we will continue with part 2 of building the ceiling. That means installing the actual ceiling panel with some LED spots. And I promise we have a really special design for the ceiling. So if you don't want to miss that, please subscribe to the channel and see you next time.